Oh, so the woman you wanted so badly decided to kick you to the curb, huh? And now you're sitting there, lost, trying everything to reverse the inevitable. Of course, like any good desperate guy, you're chasing after her, sending messages like a needy teenager, or maybe even trying that classic jealousy trick, all in the hope that she'll change her mind out of pity, right? Guess what? That never works.
If you've already tried these pathetic tactics, you've realized they're as useful as a broken umbrella.
That's because, my friend, making a woman regret isn't about putting on this horror show you're currently starring in. No, the game is different. Today, I'm going to show you how to truly make her regret it, in a way that will leave her bitterly regretting the decision to leave you, while you give yourself a chance to regain her interest. So stop crying and let's get to the point. Number 1, stop pretending. Be genuinely happy, but no fake theater. The famous phrase, living well is the best revenge. You've probably heard this before and misunderstood it completely. I bet you're already imagining the best photo to post on Instagram with that fake smile like, I'm living my best life. Let's be honest, you're not fooling anyone, least of all her. Because guess what? Women have an infallible radar to detect when you're faking it, and it's practically a superpower. If you think this pose of a perfect life will make her regret leaving you, you're only reinforcing that dumping you was the best decision she ever made.
Do you seriously think that posting a picture at a party or eating sushi is going to make her rethink everything?
You, with that forced smile, surrounded by people who barely know you, holding a drink to look like you're having fun. But inside, you're eaten up with anxiety every time she views your story and doesn't respond. Is this your strategy? Playing with jealousy? Dude, that's so desperate. And the worst part? She knows. Women can smell desperation from miles away. She's calm while you're drowning in pathetic attempts to show you're better off without her. Let me give you some valuable advice. If you really want to live well, do it for yourself, not for her. Living well doesn't mean becoming an influencer of fake happiness. It's about investing in yourself, but in a genuine way, without needing to shove it in everyone's face. Got free time now that she kicked you out? Great. Use it to focus on what really matters. Start training. Go to therapy. Because you need it. Learn something useful. Anything that takes you out of that, I need to prove something to her bubble. Because while you're busy setting up this circus, she's laughing at the horror show you're putting on. And here's the big takeaway. When you stop playing the desperate guy and start living for yourself without this cheap theater, things change. When you're really okay, without needing to rub it in her face, it becomes automatic. It will show in your attitude and how you talk, without the need for Instagram captions or smiling selfies. And then, my friend, it's at that moment that she'll start to wonder, did I lose a good catch? But no, it's not about getting her back. It's about you finally stopping being a clown and living for real. No more show, no more drama. Because in the end, living well isn't about impressing anyone. It's for you, just for you. And if she regrets it, well, that's a bonus, but make no mistake, you're not playing that game anymore. You're way beyond that. Number 2, stop being the backup plan. You're not a consolation prize. Seriously, are you telling me you like being her doormat? The famous backup plan? The one she only remembers when her plan A crumbles? What a joke, huh? The classic mistake of desperate guys. She kicks them out, and they stay there like a lost puppy, waiting for any sign of interest. Always ready, on call, to run back the moment she throws them a crumb of attention. Dude, wake up! This never ends well. If she realizes you're always available, you become basically a toy she picks up and drops whenever she pleases. Congrats, you've made yourself disposable, the classic fill-in when the new guy doesn't work out. When you put yourself in this position, you're basically writing on your forehead, I'm your second choice. Use me whenever, and toss me when I'm no longer useful. Want to be that guy? The one who only gets attention when her other relationship crashes? Because, friend, If you think being the backup plan will get you back into her heart, I'm sorry, but you're heading straight into the abyss of unreciprocated love. Do you know what she does when she realizes you're always available? She treats you like a temporary solution. You become a temporary shelter when her plan A falls apart, a comfort when her life isn't going the way she wants. And honestly, no one respects a backup plan. Now, listen closely, because this message is important. If you really want this woman to feel the impact of your absence, you need to value yourself, and that means disappearing from the front lines. No more being available at any moment, waiting for a glance, a gesture, a message from her. Because while you're there with your phone in hand, waiting for WhatsApp to ping, your life is passing by. And she, of course, is living hers without a care in the world about you. Stop being predictable. Stop being the guaranteed guy she can count on when her new guy isn't cutting it. And you know what's most interesting? When you truly stop being the backup plan, when you disappear from the game, something starts to happen. She'll realize that control she thought she had over you is gone. Finished. No more manipulating you with crumbs of attention. And then, my friend, the game changes completely. She'll start wondering where you went, what you're up to, and most importantly, why the hell you're no longer as available as you used to be. This will create doubt, anxiety, and eventually regret. Because the penny will drop. She lost control. She'll realize she might have lost you for good. And trust me, that's the key for her to finally understand your value. But, of course, this will only work if you're honest with yourself. There's no point in pretending you've moved on but still spying on her profile all the time, responding to her messages in the blink of an eye, or worse, being her shoulder to cry on when things go wrong in her world. Because if you keep doing that, you're only proving you're still available. And the rule here is simple. Either you're someone's priority, or you're nothing. There's no middle ground. So man, take a deep breath and understand one thing. You're not someone's second choice. Accepting to be the backup plan is devaluing yourself in ways you can't even imagine. Value yourself. Disappear for good. And most importantly, live your life without waiting for her. Because the moment you truly move on, without looking back, is when the regret will hit her. And then, the game will be in your hands, not hers. Number 3, don't rub it in her face, but don't be the nice guy either. The classic post-breakup contact test. She shows up out of nowhere with an innocent message, maybe even a casual call just to check in. And what do most guys do? Jump right in! They get excited, thinking this is the divine sign she wants to come running back into their arms. Result: you just confirmed to her that you're still emotionally messed up and vulnerable, desperate to get back together. You know what she does? She gives that little internal smirk and thinks, there he is, exactly where I left him, available. Let's be clear, completely ignoring her isn't the way either, because that gives off the vibe of, I'm hurt and still think about you all the time. And let's be honest, you don't want to come across as the resentful, bitter guy, right? The secret here is balance, my friend. No disappearing, but also no jumping for joy because she decided to reach out. The rule is simple. Respond politely, but make it clear your life is busy. Thanks. She calls? Fine, answer, but keep the conversation short and emotionless. 1 minute tops. Be polite, friendly, but at the end, drop that classic excuse. Oh, I have to handle something now. I'll call you later. And here's the cherry on top. You don't call back. Ever. You know what this does? It leaves her with that nagging doubt. Wait, wasn't he going to call? Does he really not care anymore? Boom, you planted the seed of doubt. The control is now in your hands, no longer in hers. With messages, the trick is the same. She sends that, hey, how are you? Don't rush to reply like you've been waiting for it all day. Let it go, live your life, and only at the end of the day, after doing everything that actually matters, you reply. But no long emotional texts. Be casual, brief, as if her message is just one of many you receive, even if it's not. But she doesn't need to know that. Show that your life is full of more important things and that she, well, is just another detail in the mix. The point here is simple. You're not rubbing it in her face, but you're also not hiding the fact that life has moved on. She'll feel the change in the air. She'll notice you're no longer the emotionally dependent guy she left behind. And that, my friend, is what will start to intrigue her. Because when you stop being predictable and stop chasing after her like a lost puppy, she'll start wondering what changed. And that's when the power of the game shifts. So next time she tries to test the waters, you know what to do. Respond, but without enthusiasm. Don't disappear, but don't do her the favor of looking available. Show that your life is rolling too smoothly for you to go chasing after someone who's no longer in it. And then, my friend, it's her who'll start thinking about you. If you're tired of being treated like garbage, of being the fool she steps on and throws away whenever she pleases, then it's time to put an end to this nonsense. Read the digital book in the description of this video. After this read, you'll learn how to be cold and indifferent, how to stop giving space to this dirty game, and how to master the art of making her drown in regret. Stop being the doormat, the disposable backup plan, and start being the man she'll bitterly regret losing. Enough of the humiliation. Turn the game around now. Number 4, broaden your horizons, man. Stop acting like she's the last woman on earth. Look, if there's one thing that destroys any man's dignity post-breakup, it's obsessing over that woman. Seriously, are you isolating yourself as if she were the last Coke in the desert? How pathetic. Here's the truth. The more you focus on her, the more you feed into the scarcity mindset, like, only she can make me happy, without her my life is over. Wake up. She's not the only one in the world, and honestly, if you keep clinging to this idea, you're going to sink further into this pit of desperation. Life is full of options, but you'd rather be stuck in the past. What a phase. What you need to do, my man, is expand your options. That's right. Get out there. Meet other women. Interact with new people. Get involved with women who value you, who really see your worth. Because guess what? This will make your self-esteem and confidence soar. And you know what the cherry on top is? When your ex realizes you're no longer available to her, that you're not the needy puppy she left behind, the regret will hit hard. Oh, and don't be fooled. Women are much smarter than you think. They know when you have options, when you're desired by others. And you know what? They're naturally attracted to that. It's no secret that people value what others value too. If you're out there, living your life, dating other women, enjoying yourself, without this pathetic desperation for a second chance, she'll start seeing you differently. The regret, it'll grow faster than you think. So the lesson here is simple. Stop acting like your life depends on someone who's already left you. Expanding your options isn't just the best way to let go, but also to show that you're in control. And then, when she realizes you're no longer that desperate guy, it'll be too late. You'll already be far ahead with plenty of options, and honestly much better off without her. Number 5, be ready to let go completely. No drama, no crying. Here's the final test, the ultimate proof. You need to be genuinely ready to cut the cord and let her go for good. Yes, exactly that. Except once and for all that, with all your attempts and strategies, she may never come back. And if you're not ready to swallow this reality, my friend, guess where you'll end up again? Exactly, in the same sorry situation of being her backup plan. That welcome mat that's always available, hoping she stumbles in life and decides to reach out to you. The irony? It's precisely when you truly let go that things start to change. It's in that exact moment, when you finally make peace with the idea that she might never return, that your confidence and calmness grow. And believe it or not, that's exactly when many of them come back. Why? Because they realize you're not the needy guy they left. They feel like they lost someone who truly moved on, and that scares them. They realize that the control they had over you is gone, evaporated. But the most brilliant twist of all is that when, and if, she does come back, you may have evolved so much that you no longer want her.
Exactly that.
What once seemed like a life or death matter now is just a vague memory. You'll realize that, in the end, what held you back wasn't true love, but a ridiculous fear of losing something you thought you needed. But by then, my friend, you'll have grown so much, developed so much as a person, that her presence or absence no longer makes a difference. So, here's the direct message. Be truly ready to let her go.
None of this, "Oh, but maybe she'll come back." No.
If she does, great, but if not, even better, because by that point, you'll already be in a position of strength, and the one who decides if it's worth it or not will be you. You'll no longer be trapped in the shadow of an illusion, because you'll finally have understood that what truly matters is you and your growth. The rest is just details. Number 6, stop being weak and take control of your life. Now comes the cold, hard truth. And if you haven't understood it yet, you better brace yourself because it's going to hurt. Stop being weak. That's right, weak. Stop putting yourself in that miserable position of a victim, crying in the corners as if your life depended on a woman who already kicked you to the curb.
Want to know what you're doing wrong? You're handing over all the power of your life to her.
You're waiting for a crumb of attention, a sign that she might think about coming back. And that, my friend, is the exact definition of weakness. Do you know what a real man does? He doesn't bow down to any situation. He gets up, dusts himself off, and moves forward with his head held high because life isn't going to wait for you. The truth is, she's already moved on, and if you don't do the same, you're going to get left behind. It's time to stop playing this pathetic game of trying to win her back and take control of your life once and for all. Wake up! You don't need her to be happy, to be someone. And let me tell you something you might not want to hear. As long as you're in this "I want her back at all costs" mindset, you'll never be free. Because do you know what true freedom is? It's stopping caring about what she thinks, what she feels, what she's going to do or not do. It's you deciding the direction of your life, regardless of who she is. And then, when you finally have this freedom in your hands, the one who's going to feel the blow is her. She'll see that you've moved on, that you've become someone much greater than when she left you. So stop acting like your happiness depends on someone else. Take responsibility for yourself. Stop being a slave to a failed relationship and start building your life the way you want. Don't wait for her anymore because the only person who can change your life is you. Be the main character, not the sidekick of your own story.
And if you still haven't gotten the message, let me simplify it. Lift your head up and go live your life, because no one is going to do it for you.
Now that you've gotten this reality check, it's time to stop being the weak guy begging for attention and become the man who takes control of his life. If after all this you still think it's worth staying stuck in the past, I'm sorry, but you're sabotaging yourself.
Life isn't going to wait for you, and neither is she.
Stop making excuses, stop playing the victim.
Nobody pities someone who doesn't value themselves, not even her.
You either decide here and now that you're going to change everything and be the man who controls his destiny, or you'll keep sinking at the bottom of the pit, watching life pass you by. The control is in your hands, and the only one who can make this change happen is you. Now get up, stop whining, and go make it happen. Either you act or you drown. If you liked this punch to the gut, don't forget to leave your comment, share with someone who needs to hear these truths, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Here it's straight talk, no fluff. See you in the next video, where I'll give you another dose of reality, no filter.